So cool.
Yeah.
Got it. Now it started, right?
No, Zoom started right now, but I
Okay.
have a backup software.
Oh, got it. All right. So, hello, Canara Engineering College. How are you guys doing? Awesome. So, is this the entrepreneurship cell of your college?
What?
Is this the entrepreneurship club of your college?
Yeah, this is the entrepreneurship club of our college.
Awesome, guys. The future entrepreneurs of India. High five. So, am I audible clearly? Do I need to pull up my volume? Is it
No,
perfectly fine?
you are completely audible, Vidhaan.
Perfectly fine. Awesome. Cool. So let's start off with some quiz so I get to, understand the levels of interest that you guys have. What exactly do you know? Do you think? And I'll be able to gauge your interest levels better. So this is not exactly a quiz, just some question answers to get to know you better, guys. So the first question to everyone amongst you would be, do you want job security? Raise your hands if you guys believe in job security and want job security, and feel very free to be opinionated, to just raise your opinions. Everybody wants job security? No, the guy in the front doesn't want it. Do you have can we give the mic to this guy, please?
Speak to him.
Hello, my name is Vidhaan Jain.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, my
Hello.
name is
Yes. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Varadraj Raika
All
from
right.
CS branch.
Awesome.
Hello.
So what do you believe? Why don't you want job security?
No, because I want to be an entrepreneur and want to build my own business.
Awesome. And to the guy who wants job security, just to the left, let's just give them the microphone as well. What do you guys believe? The guy to your right,
Please not for me.
Hi, my name is Vignesh Kamath.
Hi. Hi, Vignesh.
Yeah. So it's better if you have job security. So, you can invest in your future. You can plan some steps ahead. All the stuff, you know what I mean? You can take risks later, but if you have investment,
Come on.
if you have money, enough money now, then you can take risks, right?
Got it. I get your point. So does everyone who raised their hands agree to this point somewhere or the other?
Uh, Actually, Vidhan, what I gone through is, hello, Vidhan.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what I gone through is recently from past few months I was exploring entrepreneurship, and I'm still doing it. I thought to take it full time, but due to some kind of fear, pressure, and I still wanted to like explore the area of job as well. So right now, even I am trying for placement along with my like side hustle.
Awesome. That's awesome. And getting a job is perfectly fine. Expecting a job security is the question. Do you guys, but somebody, what do you want to answer? Why do you want job security? Or any which ways, let's just move on to the next topic. Would most people agree to the point that Vignesh probably made about why he wants to get a job security? Would mostly everyone agree who raised their hands? Yes? All right. Great. So next question would be, stock markets are a gamble. Who here thinks that?
Stock market
Raise
is
your hand. Stock markets are a gamble. Who here thinks that?
totally agree.
Who raise your hands if you think stock markets is a gamble? And don't foam in, guys. Have your own opinion. If you think it is, raise your hands. If you think it's not, come on, just you can lower down your hands. I want to see who here doesn't think stock market is a gamble. You guys don't think stock markets are a gamble? Shiva raising hands on both. So most people would agree that stock markets are not a gamble, right?
Yeah,
Nod your heads if that's right.
it's a mix.
Okay, cool. All right. Next question would be, who here wants to get an MBA done? Raise your hands. Nobody wants an MBA? No? No? Achha, raise your hands if you don't want to get an MBA. At least say something. I get to know. You guys don't want to do an MBA. Okay. So do you guys have some other master's plan? Nothing. You just guys want to shoot into the entrepreneurial world or the placement or get a placement into a job?
I want to
Yes?
explore psychology.
Okay. Okay. And what about others? Like, do you want to get into a job? Raise your hands if you want to straight away get into a job. So most people are here wanting to get a placement done, right? Right. Cool. So just keep nodding your heads. If I ask some question, if you think it's a yes, do this. If you think it's a no, do this. Okay, just do something so I get to know. Then question would be, crypto and Bitcoin is a bubble. Who thinks? Raise your hands if you think crypto and Bitcoin is a bubble. It's a bubble. It's a fluff. Who thinks that?
Some extent.
Okay. Others, do you believe in the potential? Do you see the future in it? Raise your hands if you see the future in it and you believe that it's more than just a bubble. Very good. Awesome. Next question. It's just a statement. If you agree to it, raise your hands. If you do not, just put your hands down. So the question would be, money is the root of all evil. This is the statement. Do you guys think that money is the root of all evil? Raise your hands if you think.
Money is the root of all evil. Do you believe that?
Nobody believes that? Good lads. Good guys. Cool. So these were some questions. I got to understand how you guys think and how you guys are proceeding and having the perspective of life. So with this moving forward, I'll put on some presentation kind of thing to go and take you with this and show you what is in the store for you in the coming few minutes. Just give me a moment. Guys, am I visible to you?
Yeah, Vidhan, you are visible.
Is the text visible to you clearly? It is?
It's
Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Cool. Should I start with this one or? Cool. So this is the overview. These are some things that we will be going through today. Just give me a moment. Cool. Can everyone see this now? Right? Awesome.
yeah, awesome.
So I'll start off with the journey of life. I wrote a blog one and a half years ago. It was very well received by a lot of people. It's called The Journey of Life, or Who's Driving Your Bus. And in this, you're going to have a ride. Then we'll cover that entrepreneurship is something that nobody essentially teaches you. Nobody teaches us entrepreneurship. right? We are conditioned to be employees. Our education system conditions us to become employees, not entrepreneurs, right? Next, we'll see the power of momentum. Like if you want to do your masters, whether you want to get a fitter lifestyle, whatever that it is that you want, the power of momentum will help you achieve it. So we'll also look into how it plays out. Then we'll talk about Web3, crypto, NFT, DeFi, and metaverse, where the things are headed in the future. Then we'll talk about specialization versus generalization. Does anybody understand specialization versus generalization, the debate that is going on these days on a broader level? So
Yes.
specialization is essentially picking up one aspect of your life, like it could be engineering or some micro niche, and just diving deep into it. Versus generalization is you do a lot of things, you do multiple things, you play sports, you're good at studies, you do investing, you do this, you do that. This is generalization, getting to being the jack of all trades sort of thing, right? Then the sixth one would be how to make better decisions. Seventh, we'll cover how to get rich. In the in the making better decisions, we'll cover things like, how can you take the help of data to optimize the quality of your decisions? Secondly, the regrets that we have after making the decisions, right? To which extent should we be regretful about it, and to what extent we should just let them go? And things like it in the decision making aspect. And then we'll talk about how to get rich in life, like no get rich quick schemes, how to actually accumulate a wealth and lead a wealthy life. So Shiva asked me to do this just 2-3 days ago, and I was just thinking like, what would I cover in this in such a short span? And I thought of just accumulating few of my nice learnings that I would really want to share with everyone, and then I'm here to deliver it to you. After that, we'll have a Q&A round for 10 to 15 minutes, and then there will be a bonus, so which will include my suggestions, book suggestions, your investing journey, how to get into it, and a lot of things along the way. I'll keep telling you what else would you get in the bonus round. And yeah, that'll be all. I will start off with this. Cool. So about me, you just got a formal introduction about me. Let me take you through some bits of my journey. So in 11th standard, I had the subject science. So I loved science till 10th. No, I loved how I could understand the world. I loved how I understood the weather, how I understood momentum and everything. But when I took up science in 11th standard, because I loved science till 10th, it took me directly into atoms and very micro particles, which I could not relate with in life. And my interest started falling off. Essentially, science didn't turn me on. So I failed in 11th standard, which was I had to appear for supplementary exams in chemistry and physics. And I passed the supplementary exams well. I got promoted to 12th. You guys understand what supplementary is, right? I didn't have to take a back. I didn't have to drop another year or repeat any class, but I just failed in 2 subjects. So I had to give another exam of it, right? You all guys have the same education system, right?
Yeah.
Nod your heads.
Yes.
Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. So then then my dad came up to me and he said that Vidhaan, just, Hindi is fine, right? I would want to use actual dialogues that were there. Hindi is fine, right? So my dad said that you just somehow pass your 11th standard science, और जिस college में तू बोलेगा उसमें तेरा admission करवा दूंगा. I said, Dad, I'm absolutely sure I don't want to study science, right? I don't want to become an engineer. I don't want to study science. Just get me into commerce anyhow. जो करूंगा अपने हिसाब से अपने दम पे ही करना चाहूंगा. So my dad was smart enough to understand that at this point in time, if I force him to take science, that could backfire for the rest of his life. And so he did everything so I could get commerce in 12th. Somehow I happened to love the subject and I got so interested in it. I scored the first rank in my 12th standard. I scored 93%, which was highest in last 10 years that I had ever scored, just because I loved commerce. And the funny thing is, I could have no clue before taking up commerce that commerce could be so interesting. Like our education system does not even teach us 1 or 2 subjects of commerce before 10th. And it's like a blind bet that we have to make, whether to choose engineering or science. or PCM or commerce. You did not actually have the data to make the right decision. So any which ways, I got into Delhi University, which is the leading college of university, I'm sorry, of commerce. Then I got placed at the Royal Bank of Scotland as a personal banker. Then I decided to ditch MBA to start my startup in 2019. I happened to scale my business to a 7-figure revenue within just 2 months with everything that I did. And that was a great feat. 2020 lockdown started, stock market crashed. Everyone here must have heard this quote by Warren Buffett. Buy when others are fearful, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. We've all heard this? Yes?
Yes, I heard. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. So I recalled this, and the stock markets were crashing like crazy. I had a lot of liquidity through my business that I generated for about 1 year. And I went neck deep into studying about finances, investing, and everything. And for the last, in fact, 1 to 2 years, I've dedicated my most of the time to investing and learning about investing. And the funny part would be that I have been able to, make my passive income from investing is now 2 times the income, the salary that I was making 2 years back as a personal banker. My passive income only grew by 2x, and my business income is altogether a lot more. So this was the power of just investing, the learning how to properly invest, being able to find the good companies, and having the right emotional balance. But we cannot go really deep into investing because it's a short session. Some other time maybe. Then I realized, while I was doing everything, while I was on my entrepreneurial journey, I realized we're all playing the wrong game. The society that teaches us this is the game that you have to play, this is not really the game. Like, the game is entirely different. The game of finances is entirely different, and we are taught nothing about the game. And if you want to win the game, we got to know what the real game is. And so I learned that, the game we're all playing is not the real game. So I started podcasting, I started public speaking, I started doing a lot of things, and started creating content to educate other people about the learnings that I've had. Like, I had the privilege to get off the way the society wants me to do things. I got off it and had a whole set of different learnings, which otherwise I would not have been able to have. So that's why I started educating others, and I'm still figuring out what to do in life. My question to you guys is, who is driving your bus? Don't understand the question?
Yes.
Right? Awesome. Yes. So this is the journey of life. Think of it as, think that you're inside a bus, it's taking you into a beautiful journey. The journey is both beautiful yet shaky. We've all been seated inside buses, right? Sometime or the other. So think about that. You're sitting inside a bus. It's moving around. You're looking out of the windows. It's beautiful, but it's also very shaky. The passengers that you see around you are the people that you meet in different walks of life, right? And who's the driver? If you're the passenger and other people are the people that you meet in your life, who is in the driving seat of your bus? So these are the people that have always told us what to do. We've essentially never drove the bus of our lives. When we were very small, when we were like 1-2 years old, our parents told us what to do. Our kindergarten teachers told us what to do. They were at the driving seat. Then we got into the school, the primary, 1st to 5th standard. Those teachers were still in the driving seat, and somewhat the parents shared the driving seat as well. Then we got into the secondary, teachers all along telling us what to do, exactly how to do. Then we have, the society says, don't take a drop, straight away get into a college, get into a college, and then your professors will start telling you what to do. Then your professors tell you what to do, how to do. Then they tell you, don't take a drop, get placed immediately. So when you get placed into your job, your manager or your boss tells you what to do in life. And suddenly think about that bus. If the driver gets off the bus somehow, You don't like the driver. I don't like how you're driving. Or the driver says, I don't like you as a passenger. I'm just moving out. And he jumps while your bus is still moving. Your survival instincts, you feel that I don't know how to drive the bus, but your survival instincts, push you. Your cortisol levels increase and you run to get the driving seat, get the hold of the steering wheel, and you try to control it. And suddenly you realize, okay, it's not too hard. And then you keep driving it, you learn how to accelerate, you learn when to put brakes, and you start enjoying the journey of your life. But in our lives, mostly, we never take the driving seat. Suddenly, similarly, somehow, if you get into the entrepreneurial way, you will understand that it's so difficult to give yourself orders, follow the orders that you have given yourself, to be to be a good boss of yourself, because essentially nobody taught us how to control our own selves, how to be our own boss, how to do things your own way and do them correctly, or as managed or in a as managed way as possible. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Right?
Yes.
Great. Is somebody here who could not relate with this? Raise your hands. It's completely fine if you couldn't. Nobody? Everyone related with it? You can all understand this? Do you guys agree that we are not taught how to be our own bosses, how to give ourselves orders? Do you guys agree?
Agree. Yes.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Great. So essentially the point here is that we have to learn how to take the charge of our own bus, right? So essentially we understand that we don't know how to drive our own bus, but remember the time when we didn't know how to walk either. We tried, we stood up, we tried walking a few steps, we fell again, but we again stood up, and eventually we started to run, right? That's what we humans are. We can learn things. And because we don't have control over our lives, we don't know how to drive our own bus, doesn't mean we cannot learn. Take the plunge and start small immediately. Like, give yourself orders that you want to wake up at this time and you want to meditate. This is an order. You got to learn how to follow through your own orders, right? If you tell yourself that you've got to hit the gym at this time, learn how to be able to be your own boss, that you gave a command to yourself. Don't disobey yourself. Just like we cannot disobey others to a certain extent, don't disobey yourself. Start learning how to be your own boss, because the biggest hurdle in entrepreneurship is that people don't know how to, drive their own selves. Any which ways, let's get going because we have a lot to cover. So what is my passion? This is a very burning question. Are you not able to read passion? No? Just give me a moment. Guys, just give me a moment. Cool. Yes. Am I clearly visible and audible? No? You can see what is my passion. You can read it, right?
Yes.
Everyone can?
Yes.
Who here has this question? Who here wonders what my passion is? Like, everybody tells you, you got to know your passion, follow your passion to be rich, do this, passion, passion, passion. What the F is passion? Who here thinks that they wonder what their passion is? Raise your hands, guys, if you think the same. And who here thinks that they have learned, they somehow know what their passion is now? Somebody knows their passion? Nobody? Right? See, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And how do you think you can understand your passion? Does somebody think they have a framework in mind how to find their passion or what to do without knowing your passion?
Just exploring whatever you doubt that you think is your passion, you need to explore it in a small scale. And
Makes sense, yeah.
some might not work.
Very true. Everybody would agree to what Shiva said. Yes, just not like this if you do. Thank you. So yeah. So do you know what is my passion is the question, right? What am I doing here today? In 2 words, can somebody tell me what am I exactly doing here today? Nobody? I'm doing public speaking, right?
Yes.
I'm a public speaker over here. I didn't know I could be a public speaker, or I would really enjoy being a public speaker in the future until 2.5 years ago, when I first wanted to conquer this fear. Like 2.5 years, public speaking was my biggest fear. Like biggest fear. Probably I didn't think that death is more scary than public speaking. So public speaking was scarier than death, right? So I decided to, conquer my fear of public speaking, and I joined a Toastmasters club, wherein I realized that, the cave I feared to enter holds the treasure that I seek. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. There are things that you're fearful about, right? You don't try and do that. Public speaking is mostly everyone's fears. Raise your hands if you're scared of public speaking, right? Of course, like I was so scared of public speaking in a class as big as you guys have. I would hesitate to raise my hands and ask even a question. You gotta, fight your fears. So, like, whatever fears you have, if you have the fear of public speaking, make sure you try with very, very little steps to be able to, get in front of people and just see how you react to the fear that you are dealing with. Just, it's the learning of your own self, it's the mastery over your own self. Make sure you try to conquer this fear in as small of a scale as possible, but keep growing. Toastmasters would be a good suggestion by me. So how to find your passion is go beyond your fears. There's a chance that your emotional hook is connected with it, with your fear. And for passion, to be passionate about something, you have to have your emotional hook connected to something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sir ke upar se to kuch nahi. Makes sense, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Try new things, get exposure to different things, right? So what we often do is कि यार मैं तो सिर्फ गेमिंग करता हूं, तो मजे के टाइम पे मैं सिर्फ गेमिंग ही कर रहा हूं. Somebody asks you, let's try and do this. It's something different to what you used to do. And in our comfort zones, we, hesitate to, try different things. Or say somebody says you can try coding, somebody says you can try investing, learning about investing. Like we hesitate doing that, right? Because it's something that we don't already know. Some people hesitate playing new sports because probably they don't know how to do it. Some people hesitate, trying new technology because they don't know how to do it. So try new things even if you do not know them, because the more exposure that you have, the more you will know about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, right? So, and one thing to understand is even passion is not 100% fun. To be able to do so, like there might be this assumption that people who know what their passion is and who follow their passion have a lot of fun in life. Nobody does that. I think everybody has equal amount of happiness and sadness to a certain extent, right? But and everybody has problems. If you it's up to you, right? The amount of problems that you have in your life would be somewhere similar in percentage wise, but the kind of problems that you choose to take on is in your control. There are worthy problems and there are unworthy problems, right? Dealing with a toxic boss, a toxic manager, and doing things because he wants you to do, but they will not actually help your work. These are problems that you have, but these are unworthy problems. But if you have a suppose podcast, Shiva has a podcast. Suppose you have a podcast, you like podcasting, you like engaging with intellectually stimulating conversations, you like educating others. But this is Shiva following his passion. This is some podcaster following his passion, but it involves pain as well, because you have to reach out to other people. Nobody likes that. You have to go through, you have to go through rejection. Nobody likes that. Take for example a musician. A musician loves to play music, but he hates dealing with his manager. He hates dealing with negotiating with clubs and bars where he wants to perform. So you get the idea, right? You get the idea?
Yes.
Great. So yeah, no passion is even 100% fun. There is some amount of pain that you will have to endure to be able to follow your passion. Then it's absolutely fine to not know your passion, since you can see people around you, they don't know their passion. Most people do not know their passion. And to know your passion, or just glimpses of things that you're passionate about, have exposure to a lot of things. Don't hesitate trying new things whenever they come up. If somebody wants you to do public speaking, there's no other alternative. Try and do that. Practice a lot, do whatever you have to do, but gain exposure to different things. Entrepreneurship. So, like I told you, nobody teaches you to be an entrepreneur. We learned this through a story, the journey of your bus, the who's driving your bus, right? Nobody essentially teaches us how to be an entrepreneur. Everyone teaches us how to take orders well, because this society is a big machinery, and we are taught to become small machine parts of it, to be able to run as smoothly as possible inside the machinery. That's what the society teaches us. How to be your own boss? Nobody teaches you. And how are you going to learn how to be your own boss now, going forward, with small little things that you do? Can somebody tell me how you learn to be your own boss better? We just discussed. I just shared, like, give yourself orders, small orders, that I want to hit the gym today, and then obey yourself. You know, make a deadline for yourself. By this 7th of month, I will do this and this and that. Don't make it such big target that you will have to disobey yourself. Make it such that you get to respect yourself and obey yourself. Make it as small as possible, but start to get the hang of being your own boss, right? Somebody getting bored here, how can I make it more entertaining? Are you guys enjoying this?
Yes, yes.
Who's not enjoying, right? High on energy. How can we increase the energy of it, of this place? It's high.
Yes, yes.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. So, entrepreneurship. So, there's this wonderful book that I read. It's called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Right. So, the War of Art, in this book, Steven Pressfield says that entrepreneurship is such a beautiful art. It's such a beautiful life, that it's true to the nature of life. You know, jobs are artificial. They're not true to the nature of life, because life is changing weathers. Life is sometimes a very harsh sun, sometimes a rainy weather. Things are different. Nothing is stable, right? This is the true nature of life. In entrepreneurship as well, you get unanticipated problems, problems that you could not have foreseen. They show up. You have to deal with them. And this is very exciting. This is very exciting, really. So, an entrepreneur is somebody who solves problems for other people or for their own self. So, right. So, like, I have a student accommodation venture, and is somebody out here who is not from the city, who is from outstation and lives in a hostel or a flat or a PG kind of thing? Many people, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So, while I was would you agree that life of a student away from home is hard?
Yes.
Would you guys agree? Raise your hands if you do. It is, right? Right, of course it is. And when I was a student, I lived in Delhi for like 6, 7 years. I faced a lot of problems. The landlords weren't nice. They looked very nice, but eventually they didn't solve your problems. They started to get arrogant. And like, your PG a person wouldn't want to refund your security deposits, and a lot of things that go around. You don't get your food nicely, and things like it, right? So I faced this problem for myself, and I decided to take on this problem. Like, I understood what are the micro factors leading to this bigger problem of the statement that life of a student is hard away from home. So I started a student accommodation venture and designed it in such a way that I wish I could have gotten. So it's a 22-room property, and this is the first property of our chain. And we decided to, so it's like the the way Oyo has organized the unorganized hotel industry. That's exactly the way we are trying to organize the unorganized student accommodation sector. because we students deserve, the hostels need to be upgraded big time. Everything is upgrading. The student, the hostel life, it's not upgrading. People who run these hostels do not worry, do not care about how the students, the generation of today wants to live. The amount of freedom they want, the creativity in the rooms, the things, the experience they need, right? So I decided to make it such a way that I could solve my own problem, because it's a problem for everyone else, and it was a super hit idea. So the idea is, whenever you become a business person or an entrepreneur, don't look at which business would be profitable, right? Because if you do not have an emotional hook to your business, right? If you love doing it, do it. If you hate the otherwise experience it gave you, and that is the problem that you're trying to solve for your own self, you will be able to endure your efforts for a very long time. But if you were in it only for the money, there is an extent to which you can sustain your efforts. So suppose you start making 1 crore per year after you start up, just because it was a profitable business, but then you got your desires fulfilled about the money. How are you going to sustain your efforts to continue to make it bigger? Because there is no emotional hook to keep working on it. And your desire for money eventually gets a ceiling if you have to trade in your work, right? I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes.
Take on entrepreneurial endeavors that excite you, or that you are passionate about, or you have some emotional hook connected with it. Cool.
Yes.
The fifth one would be going from an employee to entrepreneur. Like Shiva said, that he wants to be an employee first. He wants to generate some capital. He wants some stability first. And then he wants to hop on to the entrepreneurial ventures. Some other guy, I guess Vignesh, said this as well. And this is true. I think if somebody asks me that whether I should take up a placement or whether I should straight away start my business, I would 100% say become an employee first. Like if you want to become a big business person, you want to run a huge company, you got to be a part of the company and see how the whole company functions, how it works. You have to have an idea. That's how your journey, that's essentially a shortcut, right? That's a shortcut. And we got to do things that take the least amount of time but give us maximized amount of learnings. That's the things that we want to invest our time in. So go from employee to an entrepreneur, and there are various ways to go about it, right? Sixth is high resistance. Entrepreneurship is a field which has very high resistance. So everyone's heard, unless you're living under a rock, everyone knows that 1 in 10 startup or a business person fails. 1 in 10, I'm sorry, 1 in 10 only succeeds. Everyone hears this, right? 90% businesses fail. Who
Yes.
hasn't heard this before or doesn't know this?
Yes.
Everybody knows this, right?
Yes.
Raise your hands if you know this, right? All of you do. Great. So why is this happening, right? One of the major reasons is, like we spoke, that nobody teaches us how to be an entrepreneur. Nobody teaches us how to be your own boss. When I started my own business, I was having a hard time to be able to give myself orders, to be able to follow up through those orders, and to ensure my deadlines, and to give myself deadlines. Like how much is too optimistic, how much is too easy to do, and things like it. And this gives a very high resistance in the startup world, and most people cannot sustain the grind enough, because you have to learn from scratch how to be your own boss. And people don't understand this. They eventually give up, because the biggest problem they were facing is they can't manage their own selves. They can't work well in alignment with what they want. They've always been conditioned to be told by somebody else, do it this way, do it. They don't know how to tell themselves. So this is the part that is of high resistance. And because you guys know that it will take time for you to be able to learn that entrepreneurship is a field of high resistance, and nobody teaches you to be an entrepreneur. Just knowing this, and that knowing that you will eventually start learning it, gives you an unfair advantage above the people who don't understand why they're not able to be successful as an entrepreneur. Getting my point, guys? Does this make sense?
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
right? Who here is gonna start trying to be their own bosses better, effective today? Raise your hands. Yes, right? Start small, but keep trying to be better bosses of your own selves, and don't disobey your commands. Either don't give them, but don't learn to disobey yourself. That would be it for entrepreneurship. Make better decisions. Shiva, can you tell me how much time are we left with?
We have 10 minutes. We have 10 to 15 minutes left.
Okay. Are the people have their buses, or is everyone in a hurry? Yes.
Uh, yeah, college bus will leave at 5:10. So those who want,
Okay.
they can leave. Yeah.
Cool. Let me try and hurry through this. So make better decisions. So this is something that I learned after reading a lot of books and experiencing in my own life as well. So the previous generations. So in our case, Shiva or Vignesh, these both are people. Vignesh is a person, or I'd say Shiva was a person 20 years ago. He wanted to explore his future options in his career. What would he do? Shiva would go to his parents, ask them, what should I do? He would go to his relatives, or he would have this very small circle of friends to question and ask what he should do in life, right? Is there something else that Shiva could have done? Probably not, right? There's very little he could have done. And so the previous generations had to go through this process and understand that 95% people make mediocre choices, and 95% people did not have data either to find the truth of everything that they want to do. They just had beliefs, whether or not they were right or wrong. There was no way they could fact check things. But today, there is an abundance of data, right? Understand that you make a decision, and any decision that you make is based on the data that you have, right? The data that you have and your ability to process that data. That is how you make decisions. The quality of data 20 years ago was little, but the quality and quantity of data is in massive abundance today. So if you guys could make a decision today, you go to internet, you reach out to people who are successful in their fields, right? You won't go to an employee to get an entrepreneurial advice. Don't go to your employee uncle or chachas to get entrepreneurial advice. Chances are they will tell you that the route is very difficult, because they could not himself gather courage to go on that route, right? So get a lot of data to make as nice decisions as possible, and quality data, right? The better the quality of your data, the more the quantity of your data, the better your decisions. Got this easy framework? And understand that nobody is 100% correct 100% of times, right? We are all a part of a big search party. Everyone is trying to figure something out, find the treasure. Everyone is hunting treasure, but nobody knows what exact strategy would work out and what exact framework or strategy would get them to get the treasure. Everyone is just figuring out. Nobody knows shit. Nobody, even if they tell you they do, right? So everyone, because nobody knows 100% of the things 100% of the times, so everyone makes bad decisions, and we regret making bad decisions, right? A lot of times you should, because regret leads to learnings. Because you made a bad decision, you could not regret leads to learnings, right? It's fine to make regrets, but understand this thing, that if at a particular point in time you made a decision, you made it with all the data that you had at that point in time. If you considered all the data, you did your best to find the data and make the best decision possible, and now you regret the decision, it's because you have more data now, right? You have more data, and because of that data you realize that, oh, okay, I shouldn't have done that. But understand that at that point in time, you all the data that you had, you made your best. You did your best to make the best choice possible, make the best decision possible. So as you progress, you'll have more data, and it's fine to have made bad decisions in the past. But today, when you make a decision, make sure you have the best quality data possible to make it, and then don't regret it in the future. Web3 and crypto. Huh, a very deep topic, but I'm a big, massive believer of Web3 and crypto. And since this is a Canara Engineering college, this is an engineering college, and I'm assuming most of you are engineers only over
Yes,
here. What exactly are you pursuing? Like, are you computer engineers, or is it diversified majorly?
it's mix of
It's
computer,
mix of all.
yeah, all
All
electronics.
right. So, guys, the world is massively shifting, and we were not taught about money or finances or the nature of money, because if every one of us started to understand what the nature of money is and how exactly it is being printed and it is being regulated and things like it, nobody would want to trade paper currencies, right? And to understand Bitcoin, what is the value of Bitcoin? People say that there is no inherent value of Bitcoin. Guys, tell me, uh, very clearly, does anybody have any clue what is the inherent value of the paper currency that is being floated? The currency, that paper currency, the INR, the US dollars that we trade, is called fiat currency. Fiat, the meaning of fiat is, okay, would you want to dive into this, because we don't have a lot of time and we have pretty much a lot to cover, but would you want to understand the future potential of Bitcoin and a little bit of history about it? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
yes.
think you guys probably would be more interested in how to get rich, probably, or NFTs, or Web3 and crypto itself.
I think you can tell us more about metaverse, how it is gonna
Okay.
change.
Okay. So what I'll do is, I am towards the end, I'm going to share the like the I told you, there will be a bonus resources. So it'll be a compilation of a lot of resources that you guys will find very helpful. And all you got to do is take a picture of this presentation, tag me in your stories, and share it on your stories. Okay. And whoever is sharing this, I will share a list of bonus resources, a compilation of all the resources. And if you're genuinely enjoying it, if you genuinely think there is some value that you're getting out of this, just post it on your stories and tag me. So next would be Bitcoin, metaverse, NFTs, DeFi, metaverse. Who here has seen the video of Mark Zuckerberg's conference, where he was, showing how the metaverse would exactly be? Very few people. Awesome, guys. You guys are very curious. You guys are willing to take the lead, and that is in fact awesome. And to the guy that's sitting in the front seat in the corner, who I believe also wants to get into entrepreneurship as soon as possible, and he doesn't believe in job security. And I think you're good. You're nicely curious, and I think you should keep going, guys. So metaverse is it's completely mind blowing. So there's this project that was on crypto. It's called Decentraland. It's been along for a while, and I'll tell you more about it in the following presentation. Right? Bitcoin, metaverse, NFTs, DeFi. DeFi is decentralized finance. What we currently have is centralized finance, wherein banks are the entities that control all the finances. Decentralized finances is no one entity has the power to control everything, and because nobody has the power to control everything, nobody can defraud every person. Like when the scam happens, we the taxpayers, we the retail taxpayers are the ones who compensate for the big frauds that these banking or the finance machinery is doing. This is a lot of problem. So decentralized finance, this is what is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is crypto plus currency. Crypto essentially means it's encrypted, concealed, secure, and hard to decode. It's essentially practically unhackable. Currency is a system of money used to exchange goods and services. Easy. Digital currency. So crypto, Bitcoin is just a digital currency, and it's stored on a online ledger which is called blockchain. Blockchain, to put it very simply, is a place where you store your data, and that data cannot be hacked or removed once it is put inside the blockchain. Very simply, blockchain is this. It is a ledger जहां आप डेटा डालते हो और वो स्टोर्ड रहता है, उसको कोई हैक नहीं कर सकता, कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. So essentially NFTs. Okay, I'll come to it. History of money. Let me try and do this very quickly. So essentially, this would take some time, but yeah, essentially we used to, if I had 1 kilo rice, Shiva had 1 kilo dal. Okay. I had to trade it with him. So you take my dal, you give me some this. But eventually there were many problems with this, right? I have 5 kilos of dal already, and you want my rice, but I don't want your dal. And dal cannot be stored. Even if I take it, there is a problem of perishability. It will expire. There is no way I can keep it for long. So this is a problem with barter. So essentially, over the centuries, we found out that gold is just a shiny stone, nothing more. It's a shiny stone, gold. Okay, so people agreed that, okay, we find this precious, let's use this to exchange it. But then came the problem of divisibility. Okay, I want 500 grams of gold worth of your rice. Okay, but I have 1 kg worth of gold. How do I break it? How do I break it to get 500 grams only? Right? This was the problem that paper currency was solving. What did paper currency do? Paper currency, so the government or the civilization decided that, okay, so gold is not divisible, we'll put gold in our reserves, and the amount of gold that we have would be equivalent to the amount of paper currency that we will circulate. Getting my point, guys? So since you're engineering students, you are not told even this much about money, I believe, right?
Yes, I will take it. Yes, Vidhan, you can continue.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened in 1971 is, I think I would give you this homework. This is the biggest scam that happened with all of us that nobody has an idea. Nixon, 1971. Understand what he did was, go do your homework. I will tell you in a very brief way. Nixon pulled off the gold standard. You all understood कि gold पीछे रख लिया था ताकि उतना ही amount of paper currency we could print and easily divide it, right? But the inherent value was the amount of gold. Then Nixon in 1971 said that there is no gold standard, which makes them practically completely free to print as much money as they want because there is no gold reserve. Understand what is this? Like, it was supposed to be gold standard. That is why paper were introduced. And they said, F gold. We just gonna use paper currency. And fiat, the term fiat means, so today the currencies are fiat currencies. Fiat, the meaning of fiat is because I say so. And because governments say so, that this is your currency, this is your money, that is the only reason we are using fiat currencies. And there's a lot of problems with it, like what happened in hyperinflation with Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and other countries. Learn more about it, guys. Learn really more about this because this is something very interesting. And everything that you're doing, like chasing job security, you don't really want job security. What you guys really want is financial security. And because you don't know how to get financial security, you just want job security so your employer could keep paying you the money. Your real desire is financial security. So why not start learning about how to secure your own finances, your own self? Why be dependent on an employer? Learn about finances, learn about financial security and building it your own self, right? Understand that you don't really want job security. It's something deeper than that. Functions of money, I won't get into this. Future of money, what I believe, I won't get into this. Mind-blowing crypto projects. Decentraland is a brilliant platform. So essentially what things are going to happen is, this will be a virtual AR and VR. You will wear this over your head, over your eyes. So Oculus is some company that Facebook acquired, and there are multiple companies that will be doing this. So you wear this headset, you go into a virtual space, and you guys could be sitting exactly together. You look left and you see Vignesh. You look right to the front and you see Shiva. But Shiva is not actually there. You're seeing me on a screen, but you'll probably see me 3D in front of you. More than that, you can start buying lands today. You can buy a land, a plot in the metaverse. And when the construction starts happening around it and the demand for that land goes up, the prices of that land goes up. You can actually do construction over it. Nike has started to enter the metaverse and NFTs. So what that implies is, in the metaverse, if Vignesh is wearing a Nike ka sneaker, he will be paying it to Nike. So Nike will be, selling their sneakers in the metaverse as well. Just your avatar wearing a Nike ka sneaker would mean your avatar paid to Nike for being able to wear that. So a lot of crazy mind-blowing stuff going on, and you got to really check out and understand where the world is heading. And Ethereum is a very brilliant, so Bitcoin is not, the most wonderful creation. The best part about Bitcoin was blockchain. That was the most beautiful creation. And with blockchain, things are, everyone is going to adopt it. It's trustless, it's hack proof and everything. So Ethereum was essentially the main game changer, and others follow suit. It has a lot terrific potential in the future. Do we have time, guys, or should we? Specialization versus generalization, FOMO investing. Guys, who here is investing? Who here invests in cryptocurrency, stocks, or anywhere, or wants to? Is somebody already investing?
Yes.
You all guys are investing?
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. Awesome, awesome. So I got to cover this investing and personal finance. I'm going to skip everything else. Should we go quickly?
Yes.
Awesome. So investing in personal finances, I would want to caution you with something called FOMO investing, right? Everyone's heard the terms, right? Stock markets is a gamble, right? Because in times like Harshit Mehta scam or 2000 internet bubble or 2008 stock market bubble crash, the housing market crash, what happens essentially is Shiva starts making profit and he tells everybody that I'm making profit, making profit. Everyone says that you're going to lose money, you're going to lose money, but you keep seeing that Shiva is still making money. You then think that, yeah, a lot of people around me are making money. I don't know how to read financial statements. I don't know how to pick the right companies, but I just see that everyone is making money. Shiva, you've been repeatedly making money. Tell me what to invest in, right? This is how you start picking up stocks, the tips based investing, without fundamentally understanding business, their financials or anything. You start investing. And the people who say that it is a gamble, they actually played gamble. The nature of this is not gamble. They played a gamble. And when the bubble, so when you don't know when to enter, you wouldn't know when to exit. And you don't know the fundamentals, how long should you hold, what to expect from the market. You know nothing. All you know is Shiva is making profits. Tell me, Shiva, what to invest in. I am investing in it. When somehow or the other market crashes, you panic sell your investments and you book losses and you tell everyone on your entire generation and your relatives that stock markets is a gamble. And you, this such a beautiful capitalistic instruments, these investing capitalistic instruments, they are absolutely phenomenal and they make a lot of sense. But you fail to have the benefit of using them because you say that they are just a gamble. You tell everybody, your generation, that it's a gamble, and you waste this beautiful thing because of your intellectual laziness to actually understand what it is about, right? So do not get into FOMO investing, right? Just don't get into FOMO investing. You should know why you're investing in what you're investing, right? And there are a couple of fundamentals. I will be sharing inside the resources how you can become better at fundamental analysis of investing, how you can, understand how long should you, the fundamentals of investing as well, right? The analysis, the company analysis. And firstly, who here thinks that because they're engineering background, they don't know how to understand commerce, they don't know accounting, it's very hard for you to understand financial statements of company, profit and loss, balance sheets? Raise your hands if you guys think that it's very hard. Others think it's easy? Yes. So guys, I want to assure you that it is not hard, it's pretty easy, and you will be able to get the hang of it really well. And please do, because we don't want one lottery. We want to be able to repeat our successes in the stock markets or in real life. We don't want one lottery. We don't want quick money. We want to be able to build an instrument that keeps making money because you know how to make it, how to put it to work. Getting me? Are you guys understanding whatever I'm saying? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
It does? Okay, great. So I'm going to share these resources in the on how to invest in crypto and other things as well. So this is a funny meme on FOMO investing. So when Bitcoin was $50, somebody says like buy Bitcoin. The other person says nah. At $500, somebody says buy Bitcoin, yeah, please. Then nah. At 5,000, buy Bitcoin. No. 50,000 rupees, $50,000. Every news channel, everybody starts covering CNN, BBC, CNBC. Everyone is talking about Bitcoin. And then you just holding your $50,000 Bitcoin and your friend comes to you and says, I want all the Bitcoins in the world because this is something great. This is FOMO investing, right? This guy did nothing, no research. When nobody was talking, he didn't want it. When everyone was talking, he wants it. Do your own research, understand whether or not why things are happening. Okay. How to get rich. This is a very important but time taking concept, at least 10 to 15. But any which ways, guys, I would want to tell you that you cannot get rich or wealthy by trading your time for money, right? At job, at work, we trade our time and get money in turn of trading our time. So we got to get off the loop of trading your time for money, and that you will be able to do only by owning equity or pieces of businesses. Make sense? Is it getting
Yes.
complicated? Am I rushing through it? I am, I know. But still, are you able to get the value? Will you able to retain some things around it?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So, and the skills that our college and education system teaches us, we become very replaceable to the companies, to the to the big companies, because everyone, Shiva has been taught the same skill. And this guy, Vignesh, and other people, you guys are taught similar skills from your college. And because you guys have the same quality of skills, same level of skills, when a company hires you, they will only pay you very marginally, because everyone is of the same skill set. And because you have a lot of alternatives. If Shiva is not Shiva wants more salary, I will get somebody else who wants to work at a even lower salary, because everyone has the same level skill set. That makes you replaceable. You have to learn your own skills. You have to build your own forte in things which cannot be taught easily to other people. That is how you become irreplaceable, even in your job or whatever you're doing. Learn things that is not easily replicable. Okay. And so money should grow even when you're sleeping. This happens when it is a machinery. You should all listen to a 3-hour long podcast. Anyone podcast fans here? Raise your hands. Podcast fans. Okay. More guys need to be raising hands, since you guys want to be entrepreneurs in your life. You gotta sustain the curiosity. You gotta keep feeding your intellectual faculties. So keep learning, keep getting curiosities fulfilled. And something which read it, listen to it. I'll share many books as well in PDF format in the resources today. Then do what feels play to you, but work to others, right? So like investing in finance and things like it, they really feel like play to me. I love this game. And it might look a lot of work to other people, and it definitely does look a lot of work to other people. And understand that 95% people lose money in the stock markets and everywhere, because and that gives the unfair advantage to 5% people who are willing to invest their time and efforts to understand what to do. 95% just want to get rich quick. So understand why only 5% people make money, and they make money of all the people. सारे 95% लोगों का पैसा वो ले जाते हैं. Passive investors, long-term investors have this unfair advantage. Easy. They just stick with the market. They don't panic sell. They do nothing. They know they don't invest the money that they would be needing in 3 to 5 years, and they can hold their investment. And eventually it has to go up. It has to go up. Like you can study 150 years of stock market history. Because money keeps printing, the purchasing power of money, any currency you take, is this graph. And any stock market you take is this graph. Small time, short term, it's all noise. Long term, it's all up. So you just have to have the emotional maturity and understanding. And then stay away from get rich quick schemes. Anybody telling you how to get rich quick is just, he is getting rich quick off you. And finally, conclusion, guys. Okay, I've been able to wrap it up somehow. So guys, conclusion, all in all, hear me out quickly. Conquer your fears. Don't stay frightened by your fears. Remember, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. You don't need job security. What do you need? Loudly.
Financial security.
Awesome. To acquire wealth, own equity and businesses. This is how you make money. This is how the machinery works for you, even when you're not working. Make better decisions with the help of data. Get good quality data. Learn to be your own boss. Small steps. We're not gonna disobey our own orders, are we?
No. No.
No. Say no, everybody, please. Loudly.
No.
Awesome. Thank you. And so understand the real game of money. I tell you, you cannot fathom how different the game of money is to what you really think it is. It's absolutely berserk. It's crazy out there. And yeah, you gotta follow your intellectual you gotta figure things out. Like in the resources that I'm going to share, there will be a lot of things that get you into the door, and then you will be able to understand where to find more things about it. So you can get it in the resources section. And don't chase lottery, build repeatable success. Yes, don't try to win big once. Try to win more and more times, even if they're smaller wins. Be smart, curious, and question everything, even everything that I said today. All right, guys, that was all. Bonus resources, share this on your story, tag me, and I'll share bonus resources with you over DMs. And the end. Awesome.
Actually, last time when you like conducted your own session, like I had missed the session and I asked you personally, like, when can I attend it? So I am fortunate enough that I can attend the session with my friends. It was short. However, I had lot of insights from the session.
Thank you, Shiva. I hope everyone had information overload. थोड़ा मैं कर देता हूँ. हुआ क्या information overload?
Yes.
हुआ? But कुछ retain करके आप जा सकते हो. Do you think you got some value out of it that will help you for the rest of your life? You guys think that?
Yes.
Awesome. It's so good to hear that. And all the best to each and every one of you. You can connect with me on Instagram, and you can, I've not been able to share a lot of learnings, but there are very small episodes of me on my podcast as well. You can check it out. Some are very worthy of your lesson, and they are namely how to maximize your risk taking ability, why you should be reading books. Books have phenomenally changed my life, and they are super powerful, right? Even if you think you don't like reading books, you are wrong. Don't believe your own selves, right? Don't believe your own selves all the time. Sometimes doubt your own selves as well and question your own beliefs as well, right? So yeah, guys, that would be all. Thank you so much for inviting me and for your time, and you were a great audience.
Wait a minute, Vidhan. Now I ask Suraj to deliver vote of thanks.
Hello, Vidhan.
Hello. Hi, Suraj.
Thank you so much, Vidhan, for being here. It was really a good session. I think that most of our participants had learned many things, and even personally, I learned many things. So here is a small present for you as a token of gratitude from Canara Engineering College in association with Entrepreneurship Club.
Yeah, I have shared it to you. I don't think like it will play clearly for you, but I will play it once so that everyone present here can see it.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was beautiful. I could not hear it here right now, though, but I watched it when you shared it on WhatsApp. Thank you so much, guys.
So Vidhan, I just want to check that if someone has to ask you any questions.
Yeah, please.
Does anyone have any question, whatever topic that Vidhan has discussed? Come here.
So, what do you think? Like, what are the characters or mindset we need to become a successful entrepreneur, or generally, like in life or something like that, to become successful? What do you think the characteristics or mindset we need?
I think that's a good question, and I think you need to be courageous. You need to be able to take good risks, because rewards are directly proportional to the level of risk that you take. You got to take some risks, but everyone one has different risk taking ability. Just try to keep maximizing your own ability to take risks and take more risks. Be courageous, be curious, right? One very important quality would be you have to be self motivated, right? Because you won't necessarily have an environment. So like there are two kinds of students, and you would all relate with this. One kind of student needs an environment, needs an exposure to thrive. Other kind of student needs not an environment. He can study on his own self, he can be motivated by his own, he don't necessarily need to look at others, right? So that is one quality that you would really need, the ability to be self motivated and to constantly keep learning, feeding your curiosity, having the courage to do what you want to do, and being bold enough to walk your own path.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Hey Vidhan, so my question to you would be, what inspired you to foray into the world of podcasting, and what do you think of its potential in India in the future?
Thanks for asking, man. What's your name?
Giridhar Kini.
Giridhar.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Giridhar. So essentially podcasting, I found podcasting to be a beautiful intersection of the things that I love doing. Namely, I love having intellectually stimulating conversations with people. I love meeting new people, right? I love conversations. I have always been very talkative. Like if I become a teacher and I see a student like me sitting in the back seat speaking with their friend all the time, I would call their parents and tell them, try to get him into podcasting. So anyway, yeah, I love meeting new people. I love educating others. I love mentally stimulating conversations. And I wanted to build a personal brand and leverage internet. That's what took me into podcasting. And I heard a lot of podcasts as well. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Also, the future of podcasting, I think it could be a lot of people could get really bored out of it, because the interest, the attention levels are by design getting dramatically reduced, right? So only the smarter ones and the ones that want true authentic stuff would only be listening to podcasts. But podcast has a long way to go, because authenticity is becoming more and more rare, and that you can only find in podcasts, authentic conversations. So podcasting has a lot of way to grow for people who want to grow, right? Others have TikTok and Reels.
Thank you so much, Vidhan. It
Most
was a
welcome.
great session with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Anyone else want to ask any question?
Some ladies out there, why are you sitting in the back seat completely invisible? Some of you want to come here and ask question?
What would your advice for trying to be an entrepreneur?
I would, an advice to become an entrepreneur would be again this, that it is a path of high resistance because nobody teaches us. So be patient with your own learning abilities, right? Be patient with it. Secondly, try and find things to embark on that you're passionate or have an emotional connection with. Don't just dive in it for the money, because it's much more than that, right? Try to solve a problem, try to contribute to the world. One thing would be this. And then I would definitely say that be very smart about the decisions, be very calculative, try to do as many calculations as possible. If you don't think that you have something very concrete as of now, start your own, be an employee, have the exposure around it, and along the way keep trying your experiments, whether or not they're working, right? There's one illusion that I think this is work, I think that people want this, but then there is the reality that this is what people actually want, and this is what, whether or not it's working. So test it out. Everything that you want to do, test it out before thinking or go, before running out of ahead of yourself. Test things out before embarking on them fully. Test them out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
So I think, yeah, that's all the question. And thank you so much, Vidhan, for like accepting to be our guest on such a short notice. I really wanted to do this, and I couldn't think of any wise person that, like, last time I did a podcast with you, and I had learned a lot from that. So I wanted my friends who are thinking to be an entrepreneur to understand your mindset and the way you think. So I personally enjoyed the session. My friends enjoyed the session as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Shiva. Thank you so much for inviting me. And you guys were great. And I really hope I could do justice to the amount of value that I could add to your lives. And yeah, it was a great time having being with you guys. And yeah, all the best to each and every one of you.
I will share the recording with you later after
Sure,
this.
please do share the recordings with me. And all of you, you can connect with me on Instagram. Whatever doubts, whatever questions you have in mind, even in the future, I'll be more than happy to help you or answer them or, be of value in any way possible.
How was the session, guys? Yeah. Thank you so much, Vidhan.
Pakka bore to nahi hua hai koi? Was it like the normal sessions that often we get bored sitting in front, somebody comes in and just keeps talking, we don't understand. Was it anyway close to that? Honest feedback, please, guys.
No.
Okay, great to hear. Thank you, guys. So yeah, your feedbacks will also be appreciated. Tell me whatever you think I could have done to make it more interesting and more thrilling and exciting. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.